Welcome back to Whiskey
Wednesday. Welcome back to Whiskey Wednesday. What are we trying here today, Sam?
This is yours, so actually you could introduce it probably.
Yeah, this is Bulleit Rye, 45% alcohol by volume, which is 90 proof, which, as we discussed last week, if you'll remember, you just take the proof and you divide it in half. Sam, can you tell me what half of 90 is?
45.
That is correct.
Nice.
Yes. So Bulleit 95 rye. I don't know what the 95 means. Do you? Is that the year? Is this distilled in 1995? Made using a 95% rye mash from a superior American rye whiskey experience.
That's what the 95 means. So they take, it's the grain that they cook up.
Yes. I was like, there's no way this is from 1995.
No way. Are you from 1995?
1993.
1993. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Okay.
What?
It's not that old, but like you probably have like, you know how I have exercise induced asthma. And like you take like an emergency inhaler, like if you're like getting back into exercise. Yeah. Do you have an emergency bottle of Viagra at this point? 1993, dude. We're
gonna give her a little pour.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, put the cork back in. Let's get a nice cork pop.
Is that good?
It was kind of bitch. Let's try. Fourth grader playing mediocre defense on travel basketball. All right, one more time.
I guess it's.
Geez, so awkward when you sleep over your aunt and uncle's house and you just hear that like softly in the background. It's like background of a Rick Ross song. It's like, Jesus, bring back Toby Mac. Where are our values? Where's the family anymore? You know, focus on the family.
Refresh my memory.
Did your parents ever get like, there's like newsletters, super aggressive, like misogynistic,
cool
family, like man in charge. The reason why single people are like rejected in the church or they just feel bad all the time. Focus on the family, man, like raising these Christian families. But I think it's like the same thing as like the Catholics being like, pump out babies for the Lord. We're doing the crusades again. You know what I mean?
Wait, so was it like it was like a movement, kind of like Silver Ring thing or something?
Yeah, dude, it was like that. But I mean, it was huge for like so long.
Is this still a thing?
Silver Ring thing. Promise Keepers. You ever hear that?
Yeah, my dad and I like went to those when I was young.
You went to it?
Yeah.
Dude, wow, that's crazy. My dad would come back all sweaty, just so righteous. He would like show up to the house. It like was pretty upsetting. I was like, what happened to you at this Promise Keepers camp? And he would just be so holy for like a month, and I hated it. Like, God damn, not Promise Keepers again. And just like we wouldn't make the bed, and he'd be like, tithe your 10%. You don't got any money. Your 10% is making the bed. Now I'll do it this time, but next time, believe me, there'll be crying and gnashing of teeth. Ephesians 41:9 or something. Oh my gosh, we'd just be like eating breakfast, and you'd be like, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's like when like people talk about like, oh, dad came home from the bar, and he's like, oh, he like barges into the room at like 1 a.m. and he's like, get up, we gotta clean the house or something. My dad would come home from Promise Keepers drunk on the Lord, I guess, drunk on fatherhood, and he'd just be so nice for so long, and it made me feel guilty. So what was it on the inside? You went to the actual retreat.
I just remember it being this like youth camp for like adult men.
Youth camp? Like summer campy?
Yeah, summer campy.
Okay.
Yeah. Summer campy, but like for grown men. And I remember the stadium chanting back at each other. Like the one side would be like, we love Jesus. Yes, we do. And they'd be like, we love Jesus. How about you? And then the other side of the stadium would like chant it back to us. Wild. Honestly. Very wild. Like,
wow. That actually kind of sounds hype though. The whole stadium's doing it.
Very hype. Like,
wow.
It was hype is a good word for it. There was this guy who was like putting on this like demonstration, basically him building a cross and like erecting it, but like I don't know, it was like very intense. Intense is like a good way to describe it.
Wow, man, that's crazy. How old were you? Like 3 or 4?
Probably.
Like right on the cut, like you can just barely remember it.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Thanks for telling me all that. That's like cheers. I remember in 4th grade, asked my teacher, hey, what happens if we like doubt that God is like totally in control or something? Like I just had a kind of a breakthrough moment, the first time I ever doubted.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, anytime anyone doubts that there's a God, that's Satan talking to them. Satan got in your head and said, maybe there isn't a God. And I was like, that makes sense. Satan would do something like that. That little bitch. That bastard Satan. He is so slimy and sneaky. He was a snake at one point. He is so crafty. And I just was like fine with it. Yeah. And it wasn't until way later that I was like, wait a second. Okay, so we talked about this before.
Right.
But so I said pancake maple syrup, and you said
vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah, sweetness. There's
vanilla
sweetness
ice.
for sure.
Yeah. So, and it's pretty tasty. And it's honestly gotten a lot better as I've drank it.
Well, I'm like 6 glasses deep at this point, so I know we talked about making a cocktail for this episode. So.
Talk about deep. Okay, so this cocktail is probably named after Sam's Peter Pumpkin Eater, the little lizard that hides behind his zipper trap door in those definitely Hollister jeans.
Ooh, American Eagle, but
so it is called the Little Italy.
The Joy of Mixology by Gary Regan. This does bear a striking resemblance to like the King James or like a hymn book, actually, like a hymnal.
Yep. Manhattan, a drink like a Manhattan. We're gonna stir it, which is way less sexy. You know how James Bond is always like shake it, not stir. Yeah, exactly. What a bitch, dude. Yeah. Just make the drink how it's supposed to be made.
Yeah, what an idiot. So talk me through.
So we're gonna start with a rye base. So we're gonna use the Bulleit rye that we were just tasting. We're gonna use sweet vermouth. Nope. Yep. So this is Cynar. Cynar is just a liqueur that I know nothing about.
This is ice.
Yep, ice in the mixing glass. We got the mixing spoon. We got the Hawthorne strainer, baby. Okay, so let's make ourselves a drink.
Head of Newt. 2 ounces Bulleit rye. 4 ounces because we're doubling it because we're both going to be drinking it. Next is... I have to double fractions. I'm not good at that. Okay, so this is 3/4 ounce Martini and Rossi sweet vermouth. Twice that would be 0.75 times 2. 1.25. Right? Isn't that right? 3/4 and 3/4? 1.5. Okay. I said 1.25. I was close. Okay, so 1.5 ounces sweet vermouth. Did you already pour that in there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. 1/2 ounce Cynar. Sound like Trump. Cynar. 3, oh my God, Luxardo maraschino cherries for garnish.
Yeah, we're going to use just bad maraschino cherry. What do you say? Macharno. Macharno.
Cynar and Marciano cherries.
And we're going to mix it up. Let's listen in. So we're going to mix this until the glass gets nice and cold because we're not actually going to put any ice into our glasses. Little known fact about the band, Sam was picked last in every gym class. Every single one.
So what can I expect here?
Give it a little sniff. So think about the ingredients. It's a rye, so nice whiskey.
Yes.
You already know the tasting notes of it. We got like a sweeter vermouth, which is...
I definitely smell the vermouth.
And you have Cynar, which there's not a lot in there, but that's because it's like kind of syrupy. It's a little bit thicker.
Right.
And there's a lot to it, and you're definitely going to taste it. So, but
I smell almost like piney, like almost like an evergreen kind of vibe.
Interesting. I want to smell that now. It's fresh. Yeah, it's herby.
Yeah.
That's what Cynar is.
Herby is a good word for it.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
The big reveal.
Thick.
Oh, I thought that was a new nickname for me, dude. I was like, thanks. I've been doing squats. But you know what I was saying about bittersweet, though? It's like right away, it's like, oh, that's got some sweetness. And then it's like, oh, something went terribly wrong.
Definitely has a bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yummy. Scrumptious.
Maybe this needs to grow on me. I'm not saying that I don't like it because I do.
I really like it. I've had this drink like 3 times. I keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
It's really, I don't know. I just really like the bitterness. As I've grown older, as a kid, you're like snorting pixie sticks. You know what I mean? Like anything sugary, like cheese balls. But like now we like you like a martini, you like whiskey, and you like coffee, like black coffee, you know?
You talking about being a kid, like snorting pixie sticks. I was listening to, you ever listen to the Menzingers?
Oh, that's all I listen to, dude. Like, actually, we should
Really?
probably talk about the Menzingers
I love
for a
the
second.
Menzingers. I just recently got into them, and they have a song called "Bad Catholics."
Oh yeah, they do.
And he's talking about like them being at like a church picnic, and like kids running around. He says the line like orange soda mustaches.
Yeah.
Like I can literally picture myself running around with like candy or something like that, and just having this like red ring around my mouth from like cherry Faygo.
I love that, dude. That's crazy. And that's crazy that you like said Faygo and like orange soda when you meant human.
Anna is a great song.
So good. It makes you want to live in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is an absolute. If you're watching this and you're from Philadelphia, you are just a sack of skin full of cheese whiz, and you don't deserve anything. You have pimples because God put you on this earth to have pimples. Just a terrible city. That being said, I want to be you right now because the Menzingers wrote Anna. They sang, "Please come back to Philadelphia." And I said, okay, I'll come back to Philadelphia because the Menzingers asked me to. I'll be chock full of cheese whiz, spray that can all in my crevices, fill me up. I'll go to a Phillies game. I miss the old school Phillies. I wear an Eagles jersey. The only good thing about it is Dr. Watson's cheesesteak, and they f***ing closed. However, the Menzingers said, please come back to Philadelphia, and so I'm going. I'm one of you, but remember, you were put on this earth to leave this earth if you're from Philadelphia. And we may look like juicy big banana booby metalheads over here that are hitting PRs in the gym, but let me tell you, there's a soft spot deep in here for the Menzingers.
It's true. Mine's a little bit lower, but yeah.
Where? Oh, that's to say, Bulleit, their rye. It's pretty good. It's honestly an okay sipper. And it goes really well in a cocktail. I think it shines through in the Little Italy. The Little Italy itself, my thoughts, I love this thing. I keep coming back to it. Your thoughts?
I think it'll grow on me. It's not my first choice right now because I do tend to like sweeter drinks. And it does have that bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in for another Whiskey Wednesday. This has been another episode of Only Sam's. Take care. Be well.